There have been some incredible JRPG remakes recently, with the release of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Star Ocean Second Story R, so it has me excited to see what the future brings now that they've been so successful. Probably has most developers with old games and IP eyeing up opportunities to capitalize on games from the past. And I'm all for it. Give me the games of the past and new packaging, and I will bite on it. I am a sucker. Sue me. So here are some of those JRPGs that will be coming in the next year, or in some cases, I'm pretty sure they will, but not completely sure they should be. We'll see. Suikoden is one of my favorite series, and so I will take any chance I can to say how amazing it is, and now it will be even more amazing at some point. There's already been some footage from Suikoden 1 and 2 Remaster, and it looks pretty great. New backgrounds, sharper overall visuals, a sharper UI. It has what you would want from a remaster without taking away from what made the games great originally. This is really what I wanted from this kind of remake, or remaster from Suikoden. I don't really see much benefit in doing a full 3D thing or something like that. I just want to look a bit more HD, maybe get some modern touch-ups, and then I'm happy. And so far, that looks like what we're getting. So the release date is still up in the air, though I would imagine it will release sometime in the next year. Unfortunately, because it's Konami, they can sometimes be unpredictable in what they'll do, so it's not a sure thing. The remake of Paper Mario ThousandYear Door takes everything you love from the original and makes it look even better. Though honestly, this one can be a bit more difficult to tell the difference, but that isn't all it does. It doesn't just update the visuals. Apparently, the ThousandYear Door is getting some extra content with its update. It adds the partner ring, which allows you to quickly swap characters and their abilities. It's a big quality of life adjustment, since before you had to go through a bunch of screens in order to do that. There are also adjustments to quick travel pipes, and since they've updated the soundtrack, they've added a badge that will allow you to play the original soundtrack if you'd like. Overall, this remake is looking really solid, and I'm excited to give it a shot when it comes out on May the 23rd. There hasn't been a ton of information about it, but Dragon Quest III is getting an HD 2D remake, and it looks like it shouldn't be a long ways away, as Yuji Horii at the end of 2023 was talking about how he has already playtested the game. So we can take that as a good sign that it's on the road to completion. This HD 2D update remakes it in a similar style to Octopath Traveler, without a lot of the over-the-top filters that were present in that series, which ends up looking pretty nice. It also has updated animated sprites and an orchestral soundtrack. This has the potential to make Dragon Quest III a lot more accessible to people that are used to modern games, so that is something I'm definitely always excited about. It doesn't have a release date as of yet, but I would imagine it comes out in the next year. Wizardry is a series that I haven't really put a lot of time into, because I'm not the biggest fan of the dungeon crawling style, but this new version of the original Wizardry, Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord, does have me a bit intrigued. It looks like they're putting a ton of work into it, and it's a massive difference if you look at what the first Wizardry game originally looked like. And as they've created this remake, they've taken great efforts to keep the integrity of the original, going as far as to use the original game's code and building on top of it. You can even view the original interface as you play. This is a remake you can play right now, through early access on Steam. The plan is to fully release by the end of 2024. Dungeon crawling fans should pick this one up for sure, as Wizardry is a huge part of the origins of that genre. Ys Memoir Oath and Felghana is an all-new remaster for Ys Oath and Felghana that gives the game a nice new sheen of paint. Mostly just updated visuals. Oath and Felghana is one of my favorite games in the Ys series, and the game that really made me love the series to begin with. Ys Memoir doesn't have a confirmed release date for the English version. It does have that for the Japanese version. It's very hard to say when and if we'll be getting it at all, unfortunately, especially since there are a bunch of Falcon games that have yet to release in North America, and many of those will probably come first. But when and if it does get to us, I'll definitely be excited to play this gem again. Tenchi no Uta appears to be getting some sort of collection, probably on the Switch. This one is a bit vague, since there hasn't really been that much information released so far, but it will probably come in the form of a collection. The first Tenchi no Uda games have no English version or fan translation, and were released for the PC Engine Super CD-ROM, aka the TurboGrafx CD or Super Graphics or whatever we called it here. Not sure why the name is so confusing and they've done so many weird ways of naming it. Just call it the PC Engine. There's nothing weird about that in English. For those who have never heard of it, Tenchi no Uda is a classic style JRPG with a world map, turn-based battles, where eventually you get an airship. Nothing completely crazy or new, just a solid game in that style. It'll likely come in a similar package to collections the developer has made before, since they've already done a Valis collection and a Cosmic Fantasy collection, which they've put out on the Switch. The real question is if this will include the Super Famicom game or not. That I'm not really sure about, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. So there they are, a bunch of remakes and remasters and revivals that are coming soon. They won't be the last, so I'll be keeping an eye out for any new developments like these, and I know you will too. So thanks for watching.